Ah, greetings, B-movie aficionados.
Hello, welcome to A Couple of Flicks. I'm Tristan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Zach.
So we have had quite a hiatus.
Mhm.
So we're jumping back in. We're still gonna do the full moon video thing. Don't worry, we're getting to it. But we're gonna start off simple and just do one episode at a time, or one movie at a time. So,
Yeah.
because
This is like what, our season 3 kind of, if we count those breaks.
Yeah.
We've had a few breaks, season 3 or 4 now.
yeah, this is our third season. So, and this will be our best.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. When was the last episode? Was that back in that was before the summer started, wasn't it? Or
Yeah. Technically, we recorded it in May, and I forgot to put it up until July. So.
Nice. Damn, been a while, yeah.
excellent. Yeah, so May, June, July, August, so it's August now. So autumn season is right around the corner, which means that Halloween is going to be
Ooh.
coming up again. So
Spooky.
Yep. Put your thinking caps on.
It's always good episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween episodes are fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so today we're only going to talk about one movie, but before we talk about it, is there anything you guys have seen in the last few months that you want to talk about or bring up or contribute?
I guess you could bring up Oppenheimer.
Yep. Saw that.
Yep,
Yeah.
Indeed. I did too. So.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys felt, but I didn't like it that much.
I thought it was pretty dope. I liked it a lot. I think maybe I'm trying to I'm gonna have to rewatch it because it was during a time where I was doing jury duty, so it was like I kind of was sort of looking at it through that lens and kind of wondering I would find this motherfucker guilty too, but I need to rewatch it because there were I mean I love the story and I love the concept of it, but there were many things to absorb and many characters to follow, and you kind of need a little more time. Like Christopher Nolan, it's like really fast paced, and yet at the same time it's not at the same time because not that much is happening.
Especially that first section, it felt like it was just going a mile a minute. It was just like slam, slam, next scene, next scene, next scene. But like I liked the back half of it for sure when it was like more trial related and stuff. And
yeah, me
that
too.
one was a lot more interesting.
That's where it lost me. I don't like courtroom dramas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting it to be that for like half the movie. So
yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad movie by any means. Just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like one of my favorite Nolans, but it was definitely, I thought it was solid. And yeah, I do like the political intrigue and the Robert Downey Jr.'s character. Yeah.
Incredible performance.
Yeah.
I think it might be one of my favorite Nolans, honestly. It's up there for me with like Dunkirk and Memento, and like Following is and also I like The Prestige a lot too. But yeah, I was really into it actually, to be honest. Something about how weird Cillian Murphy's like soft spokenness is, and which I mean, I guess the actual guy was like that too, so he did a good job like mimicking his mannerisms and stuff. But
yeah, I heard he did a lot of research on him and stuff.
Yeah, he did, and
did some of that body transformation too, just eating a little bit to get him all skinny and shit.
Yeah, he did a good job, and I like the fact that he did a really, really good job. I like the fact that he is it's almost like throughout course of the film, he has like all these sensory issues where like all these things around him are really loud. He keeps having like weird flashes and stuff. And of course, that happens throughout the movie too, you know. And also, while that's happening, it's also jumping back and forth in time between like,
That was a little annoying. I didn't like that.
yeah.
For a movie
and
that wasn't like one of his sci-fi movies, I don't think he needed to do that.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if for people who don't know anything about Oppenheimer, the film kind of just gives everything away in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, it really depends on whether or not you're on board to watch a movie about, like, I guess somebody who one might argue is like one of the most evil people in history, because he essentially created something that is capable of destroying the world. And so
But he did it,
I guess
didn't
like,
do it for that reason though, is why he's a complex character. He was like did it for the science.
yeah,
and shit.
he did it for the science, and he also did have like his own sort of not political reasons but more moralistic reasons. But then of course the big question ends up coming down to whether or not he's a political liability, because if he's a communist sympathizer, then you know that creates a whole
Yeah.
breach of security question. And so there is that degree of suspense to it that I thought was really compelling. But honestly, my favorite parts of the movie though were just looking at Cillian Murphy's face and watching him get overwhelmed with everything. And the
Yeah.
scene with him and Truman, where like that was incredible. You know, I was just like, man, like this is just awful, you know, because like that was sort of the scene. That was kind of the most important scene, where Gary Oldman basically just crushes his whole like dream of like opening up communications with like
Mhm.
Russia or whatever. And that was like kind of a brutal, like emotional moment. And then later on, when you have all the stuff going on with the like the rest of the characters and Robert Downey Jr.'s character and stuff, it just, yeah, I got really into it, to be honest. And but part of the reason I want to watch it again is just because I'm not really grasping the full picture, I feel like. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, especially for that weird pace and back and forth timelines.
Yeah, especially because it was like going back and forth between different courtrooms type stuff, and I was like, wait, which one of these courtroom jury, proceedings came first or afterwards? When is he getting tried for what? It's a
Yeah,
little confusing with that because they were similar, but like definitely different timelines and stuff. And
for sure. I mean, I think the black and white segments are supposed to represent like things that are like, I guess essentially on record as having happened. You know, that at least that's what I thought throughout most of it. But then like,
oh, definitely, yeah, I definitely figured it meant
yeah,
something, that it was
yeah.
supposed to take place at a certain time,
But
but
then toward the
eventually it
end, it
was for
starts blurring the
color as well.
lines. What
Yeah,
was that?
actually, it just went color with those two.
Yeah,
If I remember correctly, yeah.
yeah. Um, but I was fascinated by it. And also on the final note, I love the fact that it was Josh Peck who ended up pushing the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. He just randomly showed up. I was like, wait, what the hell's he doing in this movie?
And he had
Yeah.
the same voice too.
Yeah. Just showed
Yeah.
up very briefly.
Him and
Yeah.
Jack Quaid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I want to see like some Drake and Josh memes made out of this movie now.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that's Oppenheimer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about, or
I mean, there's of course the Barbie.
Yeah. Did you see that one?
I saw
haven't.
it.
Okay, cool. Well, what were your thoughts on it? Like,
Well, that was all right. I thought it was gonna be more funny,
yeah,
but it was.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah, I liked it. It was interesting and unique. But it wasn't like the trailers definitely made it more comical than what it was.
Yeah. The trailers kind of showed the best part.
And it's definitely more adult, like not like nudity and sex, but like more heady. Like I don't think kids would really understand what was going on with it.
Yeah, some kids wouldn't. Some kids would. I mean, it kind of reminded me of Josie and the Pussycats, that movie. Like,
I never saw
Did you
that
ever
one.
Oh, it reminded me a lot of that. Like, except this, I thought Barbie was more lighthearted and not as like politically heavy-handed. Like, which is saying a lot because I mean I definitely can understand certain like when people complain about movies kind of being really blatant, but I don't know. To me, it's like the Lego movie and like stuff like that. I kind of get what it's going for, and yeah, I was
Yeah.
entertained, but
The
it's no
political stuff,
Oppenheimer though.
the political stuff was a little straightforward too. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind, yeah, feminism, go, 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 but it was just blatant and like, I don't know, not as creative as I figured it might have been able to do. It was
Yeah,
but I did love Ken. His whole, I like, I don't know if it's just because I'm a dude or something, but his whole, even though he was the bad guy, his whole story arc was, yeah. Once I found out patriarchy wasn't about horses, I kind of lost interest.
yeah.
Was the
I think
funniest
his
line.
character. I agree. Like I think his character goes on the most compelling journey, and
Yeah.
yeah, Ryan Gosling is definitely needs to do more like types of not maybe not necessarily funny, but more just entertaining types of roles like that. Because I sort of feel like he kind of got he kind of went a little one note in a weird way at a certain point, like
Yeah.
doing like the stoic action hero, you know.
Mm. Yep.
Margot Robbie was cool.
Yeah, she was great, and I liked that little quip at like because they were saying like, yeah, if you, it was like a fourth wall break. Yeah, if you don't want this message would make a lot more sense if Margot Robbie wasn't Barbie.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, no, I thought it was fun, but
Yeah, it was good. I don't think it's as hyped as everyone made it out to be, but
yeah,
it was a solid, fun, different, interesting flick.
yeah, definitely. I can enjoy a movie about a toy, you know. I enjoyed Battleship, so
Toy Story,
yeah, there you go. Toy, dude, there's, I mean, yeah, if
Small
you have,
Soldiers.
oh yeah, I would have to say I think I like Small Soldiers more than this.
Oh, I love Small Soldiers. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely way more.
yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I don't know. Can you guys think of anything else you watched that was interesting to talk about as these two, or
Not really.
I just shut out Across the Spider Verse.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah.
there you go.
That's
was
really
a good one.
good.
So good. I was like spoilers, but for that cliffhanger at the end, I was not like I didn't realize it was going to be a two-parter. I guess going in, I was like,
Yeah,
oh shit, this is intense. Then to be continued. It's like
yeah.
what? Like literally, someone in the front of me, one of the ladies that was really like an old lady was really into it. She's like, "What the fuck?" It was hilarious.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
hilarious.
I knew it
'Cause
was gonna. I knew it was gonna be two parts, but it just ended so abruptly.
And like one of the most like climactic parts of any movie ever. It was like, shit,
Yeah,
it's gonna
That's
end there.
brutal.
All right.
and now with the strikes and everything, you're gonna have to wait even longer for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was slated for next year, but it's probably gonna be pushed back to like 2025 or something, maybe.
Yeah,
Eek. Yeah, the writer's strike thing is definitely interesting. I definitely understand why it's happening for sure. So,
And the actors strike now too, yeah.
oh yeah,
Both of them.
and the actor's strike.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been
I
interesting.
mean, I wonder if I could say I did Beetlejuice 2 extra work. I'm not promoting it because I'm not in SAG, so I don't know if it would really count for me to promote that shit. But I did, yeah, they did. So shot some scenes up in Corinth, so I went over there. Saw Winona Ryder and William Dafoe and
Nice.
Jenna Ortega. It was fun. It's
Yeah,
good shit. Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. It
And
was like it took place in fall, so we had to wear like, and it was like a funeral type ish scene, and so we had to wear like thick clothes, thick fall clothes in the middle of summer when it was 85 degrees. It was fucking brutal.
Yeah. Oh
Damn.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there were parts of the state that got flooded.
It was some of those, yeah, roads that were going to the set were, yeah, it's funny
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, what's crazy timing.
Yep. And that was in like what we filmed was literally the day before the actors strike. Like they had a SAG union rep on set saying like, yeah, well, by midnight tonight, if there's no deal struck, yep, we're on strike, shutting it down. And yeah,
Wow.
they shut it down.
Holy cow.
But they got everything they needed, so they definitely pushed hard to get everything done they needed then.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it affected the Oppenheimer screening and the Barbie screening. So,
Mm-hmm.
the actors all just dipped,
Yep.
no comment,
Yeah. Unfortunate.
yeah.
But those damn CEOs getting all the money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
that's the thing. Like, I don't know, putting just AI actors and everything, that just kind of ruins everything. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there was like a speech in that movie Babylon that kind of predicted it too, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, not exactly, but like it kind of gets you thinking about it a little bit. But yeah, I don't need to talk about that. You got to watch the movie to find out.
I do want to see that movie, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
me
good
too.
one. I liked it. The more I think about it, the more I think, wow, that movie was actually pretty cool. Yeah, Stephen King recently praised it on, is it the Twitter or whatever the hell it's
Oh
called.
god.
I can't even keep up with that. I
Yeah.
don't use
Yeah.
Twitter, so. But yeah, he recently came out of the closet and said he was a Babylon fan. So
Well,
meaning he came out
honestly.
of the Babylon closet, like not that he came out of the closet in the traditional sense. So.
Yeah, there's a survivor that acted in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yep. Shane Powers.
Yeah, that's such an awesome name.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk about this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You can get started. Let me shut my dog up. She's barking at something, but you can get started.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, sounds good. All right, so yeah, you chose this movie, Zach.
Yeah. We kind of did a coin flip kind of situation or pick
Yeah.
numbers. But I picked Skinned Deep.
It's a very hard title to say out loud.
Yeah, I told my wife what I was watching. It's like Skinned Knee? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one I've been wanting to check out for a while. I've had the Blu-ray, the Severin Blu-ray for a while.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Oh, and speaking of Severin, um I I noticed that they were released, and I know this is kind of off topic, but I noticed that they're releasing Nightmare on or Nightmare in a Damaged Brain or whatever it's called on 4K and Blu-ray, which is kind of blows my mind because I still have the Code Red DVD that was like wicked limited printing, and I've had that for like since it came out, and it just yeah, it just kind of makes me laugh that like now like I can have this cheap or not cheap, but like this DVD that I like thought, oh wow, like this is never gonna get a release, and now it's coming out on 4K. I'm just like, wow.
Just like one title we might cover in the future, Killer Condom.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, most definitely. So
yeah, which do you have that on physical, by the way?
The DVD, I don't think I do, but I know that I did at one point. Like I think when I lived in Lawrence, Kansas, I think I bought it on DVD at Half Price Books, and then I just never watched it. And then when I sold a bunch of my DVDs, I was like, I don't want this, and I sold it.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say I have the DVD. I can send it to one of y'all when we do the do that episode.
oh, okay, all right, that's cool. Yeah, I mean,
not streaming, so
yeah, but usually when it's coming out on physical media, like when I've noticed when Vinegar Syndrome puts stuff out, usually shortly after that it starts streaming somewhere. So I'm sure in just a matter of time, in like
Yeah, it'll be
maybe
on
2 months
Tubi.
or so. Yeah, Killer Condom might appear on Tubi.
Wonder if Devil Story's up there yet,
Oh, good question.
because that's the last episode one
Yeah, Devil Story.
that you picked a while ago.
Yeah. But okay, we got to get back to Skin Deep. I like jumped way off topic there.
Oh, what I
Um,
miss?
That's all right. Went into talking about physical media,
Yeah.
killer condom in the future.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we teased some future titles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Skinned Deep. This came out in 2004, I think.
Yep, early 2004.
I was surprised. I thought it kind of looked like an 80s movie when it was starting up and stuff, but
Yeah,
I mean, Warwick Davis looked like his older age, so
Yeah, but actually, that was going to be my biggest compliment to this movie. Is it actually does feel a lot like an old school like 80s movie. You know, like a
yeah.
lot of movies kind of say they're kind of in that style, but then you watch them and it's more like imitation. But this movie actually does at times feel like an 80s movie.
yeah.
Well, and until you get into the cheesy CGI, but we don't have to talk about that.
Felt like
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre totally.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, like
I
the
agree.
synopsis for on IMDb: a family vacation turned into a nightmare when they are abducted by a family of deranged killers in this Texas Chainsaw style comedy, sci-fi, horror, thriller, romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I wasn't liking it at first because how
Me neither.
how bad everything was. But then I was like, is this on purpose because they're going for like a Texas Chainsaw kind of vibe? So then I was kind of watching it thinking that like all this was on purpose. So
Yeah.
I ended up liking it a little more.
I think it had to be, especially after that brain dude scene. It's so sad.
Oh yeah, I would have to say this is definitely a parody, but it does kind of it like for a good chunk of it you aren't really sure at first. Just because like the humor, like it is there, but it's like very dry, like really really dry, like the part where they talk to the cop and it's like and he says, and like I forget what he says, he's like, is it something bad, officer? He's like, yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah,
Or
just
something
repeating
like
everything they said.
Yeah, real early on,
yeah, like it's mostly just like real subtle stuff like that, but then eventually, yeah, it kind of just goes into full-blown parody. Like it once Warwick Davis started throwing the animated plates, that was kind of when I was like, okay,
That was
like,
funny shit.
this is,
Stuck on him
yeah.
like Objod's hat.
That was great. I actually, Warwick Davis might have been my favorite part of this movie, even though
He was easily the best actor for sure in it.
yeah. But he was also just funny as hell. Like the part where he just starts dancing. Like,
Yeah, he just started busting into dances and monologues.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah.
So the only reason he's in this movie is because the director was his makeup artist for Leprechaun.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
His makeup was pretty basic, and that's just a white face paint on his face.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty awesome though.
Yeah, the surgeon dude looked dope as hell. He looked really cool.
Yeah, I like that design.
Yeah. The plot summary is kind of short.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean, this movie, I guess the best way to describe this movie is, I guess it is kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It kind of reminded me a lot of like Mother's Day, the original Mother's Day, not the remake, and also like Spider Baby. It's kind of like if you mix those movies in a blender and then just added a bunch of shit on top of it that kind of isn't important at all. Like the movie starts off having a plot and then it kind of just stops having a plot and becomes sort of like a series of subplots almost. Like
and there's like the little vignettes with the bikers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and flashbacks, like lots of flashbacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I am curious. What does Wikipedia have to say about this? How does Wikipedia explain this?
All right. An old man while driving is attacked by a man wearing a metal mask. Surgeon General. Surgeon General runs the man off the road and kills him before destroying the man's car. That's all the detail it gives for that opening scene.
Mm.
Okay, well,
That's about
it's a
all that
little more
happens.
complicated than that in the movie, but all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does the title sequence happen before or after that? 'Cause I wanted to mention that.
Oh yeah, right after. Yeah.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on the title sequence?
So apparently, according to IMDb, the trivia thing, they hired somebody from a fetishist website to do the actual branding. So that's actually someone getting branded.
No, I think that actually happened before. Like the very first thing was that before even the movie started. Yeah.
Okay, so title,
Oh.
then this, and then like the cast credits. That's how
Okay,
it went.
that
Yeah. So it was a real branding then.
Yeah.
Damn.
okay. Well, because when I was watching it, I was like, that can't be real, and I convinced myself that it wasn't. But now you're telling me that it was real, so now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Shit. I
wow.
just figured it wasn't. Yeah.
I'm very sensitive about brandings, so
Yeah. It's not
and
as bad as the jackass brandings that they've done.
Yeah.
oh
But-
oh yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst that I've seen.
Yeah.
Then there was another movie called The Bunny Game, which a lot of people hate, which I
Yeah.
actually ended up liking, surprisingly. But there's a really horrible branding scene in that movie that it's not as bad as I heard it was, but it was still pretty bad. Like I couldn't quite look at it. So
Yeah. I didn't really like that movie.
yeah, I get it. I understand why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. The other titles with the actors and stuff have random shots of the dude flexing.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
that was funny.
It's like, what is this? And we
Uh-huh.
don't really find out till like halfway through. Actually, towards the end.
Yeah, it was more towards like the last 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see how Wikipedia summarizes
I
that.
completely forgot about that until the guy showed up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't.
There was something else that showed up very briefly. I don't remember what it was, but it was so fucking random. It like had nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that at all. I can't even describe it because it was so quick.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a part that happens later where like a head falls on somebody's windshield, like where like it's
I mean, that
like
didn't
somebody
really make
starts.
sense, but
Yeah, like they're like it's like a couple people driving, and like one of them's like, well, "We're gonna really love living here," and you're like, "I think you're right," and then a head falls on the windshield, and then it cuts away. I know that happens at one point. I forget when, but I think it was after Warwick Davis gets killed. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it
spoilers.
was. I think it was his head.
yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that was it.
While taking a family trip, the Rockwell family become lost on the highway when their car gets a flat. Father Phil goes to a convenience store to help to find help, and a strange old woman invites them to stay with her while one of her sons fixes their car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
like
you-
at this point, oh yeah.
And you knew she was bad because they just had like a close-up headshot of her looking, smiling, all creepy, and that's what was like, is this Texas Chainsaw?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
also thinking Hills Have Eyes too, just because the Wikipedia summary, it doesn't say that their tire gets popped intentionally, doesn't it? Like,
No.
Oh, it
It's very vague on everything.
oh, okay.
But they did show like the spike trap they set out in the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
She introduces the family to her strange sons, like immediately. I don't know why
Yeah.
they
Which
would
is
have.
weird.
Yeah, the house was like disgusting, like
Yeah.
right when they first walked in. But
And I wrote down and it's like, and the dad was like, "See, this place is normal," but it was like full of weird shit, like fucking creepy dolls and weird ass stuff hanging from the
Yeah.
walls. But he was like, "This is completely normal."
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Newspaper everywhere.
the first room didn't even have a floor.
Yeah. It was a wretched household. Like
Yeah.
not the type of place you'd want to ever eat
Yeah.
like even an apple inside of.
Then like the dining room had like trophies from people they've killed, but
Mhm.
nope, didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the food they had to eat was not even food. It looked like gelatin, like
Yeah,
meat, like raw meat.
yeah. The dad again just ate it. Just continued his conversation.
Hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Um, so yeah, her sons. We got Plates, which is Warwick Davis.
Mm-hmm.
We got Brain, and one whom the woman calls Surgeon General.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah, Surgeon General's the one with the mouth, like the chompers. Like he's
Yeah,
like a metalhead with chompers.
yeah. It's on all the posters if people need a visual reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look at the picture on the episode, and there you go. That's the guy. So
Yeah. But when you see him in this scene, he's got like a leather face, like chopped off face over him.
Yeah. 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 And everyone was still like when they were introducing them, like they're all just acting like they were normal people. Even though
Yeah.
like Brains had a huge head with like a rag over it, and Surgeon General looked like leather face and stuff, and Warwick
Yeah.
Davis over there being all weird
Yeah.
and shit.
and
They're
and
like,
the
"No, this
family's
is
just
normal."
acting like this is a normal thing,
Yeah.
like even the daughter. So
Yeah.
um yeah, I mean that kind of clues you in a little bit about whether or not it's like whether it's supposed to be a joke or not. So I mean,
Yeah. Especially
but
the wife was like way overacting everything.
Hmm.
yeah, and also not only that, but like the way they get the killers to like go ballistic and start attacking them, it doesn't make any sense either. Like, does it even say what? It probably doesn't.
It just says when Miss Rockwell takes a picture of Surgeon General, he kills her.
Okay, it does say. There
Okay.
you go.
That's
She
all
just
it
takes a
says.
picture.
I forgot even, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she just takes a picture, and then they all decide to go after them. And
She was
start
like,
killing them.
"Say cheese."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
And he slices her throat. And meanwhile her family does nothing, doesn't even react.
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
like everybody moves in slow motion, essentially.
And then Plates starts throwing plates at Phil.
That's his signature move. He just randomly throws plates, and that's basically all he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Phil is then murdered by Surgeon General. And he just gets stabbed in the gut, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. The Rockwell children, Tina and Matthew, escape through a window and are pursued by Surgeon General and Plates. Matthew taunts Surgeon General, who swipes at him and splits him in two.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
was surprising.
Yeah.
It was funny too, because you're like, "Ha, you missed." And then he just like splatters
Yeah.
in two. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
they just killed the little kid graphically.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And yeah, the makeup effects and just all the effects in this movie that aren't CGI, all the practical effects look pretty awesome, I thought. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the director did all of it too.
Yeah, when you mentioned he was a makeup artist, I was like, okay, this was directed by a makeup artist. It makes
Yeah.
sense because
Yeah.
it almost works better as a makeup demo.
Definitely. Yeah, he did a lot of Frank Henenlotter stuff.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
He did Brain Damage.
Yeah.
I
Did he
think
do
it.
Basket Case?
I don't think he did that one. He did.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers on there though.
Yeah, or Frankenhooker.
Oh, maybe both. I don't.
Oh, nice.
Although I don't know, Frank Olin Ray. I don't know if he would
Oh
work.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that he'd be. I don't know. Fred Olin Ray would have to pull a lot of strings to pull that one off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. This movie skinned deep. I won't say it's necessarily a good movie, but it's no Fred Olin Ray movie. So
Yeah.
Oh, he did do special effects for Texas Chainsaw too.
oh, nice.
Texas Chainsaw 2 or like as well.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, yes.
Okay.
The second one. Yep.
You see, that makes the car scenes like even funnier to me now. Like
Mhm.
knowing that, because like yeah. Anyway, hold on just a second.
Yeah. I'll look up which Hooker movie it was.
That he directed, or
It did makeup
Okay,
for.
sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, then what happened?
Sorry, I was looking up his IMDb real quick.
Oh yeah, no worries. What? Yeah, what? So what else did he do? Like,
There's a lot of stuff I've never heard of.
oh,
But,
okay.
Brain Dead. That's definitely not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
oh, he did Army of the Dead.
Yeah,
nice.
Underworld,
Okay,
Godzilla 98.
It
nice.
was
Okay.
Frankenhooker. He did Frankenhooker. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Did Munchie.
Oh, Munchie. There you go.
Oh, he did do Basket Case 2.
I'm seeing 3 as well. Yeah,
Oh, okay, but not the first one.
I guess
Oh.
not.
Ah, okay.
Gremlins 2.
Oh, Gremlins 2 had some good effects in it.
Guess he worked for Rick Baker.
Yeah, probably.
From Beyond.
Oh, From Beyond has some good effects in it too. Like, and like all those Stuart Gordon movies had interesting effects in them. So.
Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie.
You worked on Tim and
Nice.
Eric movie.
Yeah.
Did he do the makeup for Diamond Jim at the beginning?
It just says creature effects.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, and then most of the Leprechaun movies.
okay. All right. So he's very familiar with Warwick Davis's face,
Mhm.
Yep.
which is why it's strange that he just gave him Betty Crocker makeup. And then,
Yeah.
like,
Dusted him with some flour.
yeah, and just left it at that. It's like, I mean, I think even Johnny Dingle and My Boyfriend's Back had better makeup than this guy.
Yeah. All right. Where was I? Tina is captured and knocked out. When she wakes up, she is in a room covered in newspapers, where she escapes out of a trap door. That was like
Convenient.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it
But-
wasn't hard to find. She just had to move the papers out of the way.
Yeah. But before that, she like ripped down a brick covered window.
Oh yeah, and saw the cop talking to the grandma or whatever,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that funny.
which was another sus scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you saw the ending coming with that.
Yeah.
that was that ending. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
I was very confused.
Yeah. Me too.
She finds a couple old bikers from part of a gang at the convenience store being served coffee by the old woman and
Oh,
begs
yeah.
for help from the family.
Oh yeah, that was after though she went to that hellhole of a basement and like there was that TV covered in cellophane that she ripped off that had like all our home movies being played too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was that about? Where did they get her home movies from?
I don't know.
Yeah, because they didn't like bring the car back or anything. At least it didn't
Yeah.
show it.
And it seemed like it
Oh.
was like real old home movies, not just the ones that they were filming in the beginning too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her dad was in the wall that made her throw up on the camera.
I guess so. Like, I don't
That
know.
was a
That
nasty shot.
yeah. And there was, and I think later on in the movie they have a brief flashback to her as a kid or something, and they use the same actor in the home movie. So maybe they just wanted an excuse to just have more actors in it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, something like that happened in another movie I saw, but I don't remember what it was. So this movie kind of reminded me of House of a Thousand Corpses a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 sentences left, so
That's hilarious. See, even the
Yes.
Wikipedia agrees that it's just a bunch of stuff happening.
yeah.
All right.
She gets recaptured, and it's assumed the gang are killed in a cutscene. I don't know why it says it's assumed when it shows
Yeah.
most of them at least.
Yeah, that's a little strange. There's that one dude though who like that old dude who took his shirt off and he ended up whooping Warwick Davis somehow.
Shaky, yeah.
Yeah. Shaky, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a whole like 15-20 minute scene. It felt like
It was
Like
funny.
she's like just looked out a window and then all this whole scene happened.
Yeah, because they came back because that one dude had the hots for the grandma, but he got killed. So they
Yeah.
came back, did an investigation, and it's like it's war now, and they wanted to come back and kill the family.
Yeah. So and yeah, I mean, it all pretty much unfolds that way. And then there was also like there was the whole plot about the brain and the daughter and how like he wants her to like be a part of the family. And
Oh,
so
yep.
so there's like that whole thing. He like takes her to a park at one point. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Like, why are you going to the park and going out in public? Like, aren't you supposed
With
to be
that
like
giant ass
crazy?
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, he streaks too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the part I was thinking. That was hilarious. It was like he said, "Oh, I just want to be normal and live a simple life of normalcy," and then it's like a daydream of him just running through New York City naked.
Yeah.
According to IMDb trivia, he got arrested for that because they filmed that guerrilla style.
Oh man,
Nice.
yeah, that's well. There you go. And you know it's sad too because that scene was kind of pointless when you really think about it. Like it really didn't add
Yeah.
anything to the movie other than because he dies like maybe 10 minutes later, so
Yeah.
it doesn't add
Yeah.
anything to his character really. Like
Yeah.
you know, but kudos to the actor, I guess, even though it ended up being for a scene that didn't really add that much to the movie in the grand
Because
scheme of
it did show full dong. So
Oh yeah. It did. Yeah, there were I mean this movie had a little more male physique in it than I expected it to. It didn't really have any breasts in it. It didn't make with the titties
Nope.
as the youngsters like to say these days. But you know, I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, at one point it's literally just a male body and that's it, you know.
No head.
Yeah, no head. Yeah, so what was that all about? Like Wikipedia doesn't even mention that.
Nope.
You know?
I do want to just go back a sec to that Warwick
yeah.
Davis fight scene. It's funny. He ran
Yeah.
out of plates,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he just started grabbing them out of the ground.
Yeah, I had this
That was great.
whole monologue how like the ceramic is made of dirt and it was funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And, like,
Yeah.
almost all the plates did, you know what you'd figure plate damage was just you getting hit, but one just like shattered a dude's face.
Yeah.
Oh, those random truckers too. That were like there was like three of them in the back of a truck with a projector playing porn on the
Yeah.
road as they were driving by, getting shit faced, drinking, doing something because they're like, it's been 24 hours, yeah. And we have no idea it's been 20
Yeah.
hours for what.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was 24 hours since they were off probation. Like what is it? Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery. This
They
movie is
tried-
very mysterious.
Yeah, they tried to play chicken with them on the truck with her when they strapped her to the front of the hood of that truck too.
Yeah, what was that about? Suddenly it turns into Mad Max or something, or not Mad Max. What was that one movie that we watched on the? Oh yeah. Another movie this reminds me of was the it was that Australian movie.
That's what it did remind me of, like these Australian movies we've seen.
Yeah.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah. What was that really weird one that didn't make any sense?
There was
Like
a
about like
couple.
that. Yeah, it
There were
I
was
think there's
not not the
body
one about-
melt.
not the
then
one
there
about the
was
vitamins. Um, the one
Death
that
Warmed
was
Up.
like Death Warmed Up. That one. This movie reminded me of Death Warmed Up. You know, because that movie had a bunch of random shit in it too. You know,
Yeah,
just
which is also
except
released
that
by
one wasn't
Severin.
funny. What?
Which was also released by Severin.
They got to put out more Australian movies. They know how to pick the weird ones. You know, although Body Melt, I think
That's
that was
funny,
Vinegar
yeah.
Syndrome, but still,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this movie reminded me of Death Warmed Up, definitely.
Yeah, like in the IMDb, like more movies like this kind of section, Death Warmed Up and Body Melt were both on there,
There you go.
like for recommendations.
So somebody agrees with us.
Yeah.
Somebody feels the same way. That makes me feel better. That makes me feel more comfortable with this movie. Like, yeah. You know, we're not the only ones in the world who think that this was made by a bunch of freaking weirdos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the reason she was on that is because was Brain try to make her bride? Because
Mhm.
they put a dress on her first.
Yeah.
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 They're
Yeah,
like,
they
Some type of ritual. Yeah.
yeah. And it actually wasn't that bad a dress either. But
Yeah, and the ritual is weird too. Like they got her off the chain and fed that dude. They made her feed him dirt, and that was some kind of ritual
Yeah.
to turn her into one of them. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
yeah. I didn't understand the family. I didn't understand the rituals. I don't get their whole deal. They're beyond me. They don't make any sense. You
Yeah.
know. But somehow their wedding ceremony seemed, you know, at least less complicated than most, I suppose. But,
Yeah.
oh, and by the way, do you guys want to talk about that brain scene where she decides to, I guess, kill him?
Yeah, I think we need to. It's pretty important.
Yeah. So what was that? Like,
I have no idea. It was so strange.
Just like grabbed it really quick.
Yeah, she like punched a hole in his brain, basically. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it was that easy. You know, she didn't even have to go through all this stuff of getting married and like going to the park and all this, going on dates or whatever it is he did to her. She didn't have to do any of that. She literally could have just punched a hole in his brain and killed him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
she made it seem like the ritual worked or something. Like she looked kind of brainwashed and like, oh yeah, I'm with you now. And then
Mhm.
bam, punched him right in the head.
Yeah.
could have done that at any time.
Yeah, apparently.
Or you
Yeah.
run away while they're at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect escape. And then it gets weirder because then like you got like building blocks, I guess, inside of his
Yeah,
head.
like those little kid toy blocks with letters on them just crawling out like they're like worms or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, what is this? I Spy? Like, what's going on
The
here?
hell
Like,
are we watching?
Yeah, it spelt love, and then she stomped on it. It said hate. Like, what?
yeah. And then he barfed up some green stuff and died. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Like I thought when she was gonna step on him, like they would like explode like with blood or something.
Yeah.
Like they were a part of him. That would have been
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been awesome. But Instead, it went in a stranger route. Like,
Yeah, that wasn't really explained, but
Nope.
nothing is. So
Not nothing was really at all. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very inexplicable experience. Let's see, but yeah, I mean, the Wikipedia, they do. I mean, technically, she does escape. So
yeah, I can just read the rest if you want. We can go through it.
yeah, go for it. You can
Yeah.
read the rest.
So after the biker gang are killed, it says Brain takes Tina to a park and shows her how to ride a motorcycle, but that
Right.
happens earlier, so I don't know why
Way
it's there.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And then in the end, Tina manages to kill and escape the strange family, where she finds help from a policeman who turns out to be similar to the strange family.
Okay. Yeah. They skipped a bunch then. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They don't even mention the creator guy.
Yeah. Yeah. The creator was like mentioned to be the one that made the brain plates and the doctor, whatever his name was, Surgeon General. Yeah. So he didn't.
Well, and also, like, they didn't really explain how, like, so okay, so those people, those guys that flirted with the lady or whatever, like, so they got killed, but then the cop, like, wasn't that the same dude who was like all flirtatious? I mean, he was funny as hell, but
the
No,
cop.
it's someone different.
it
Yeah,
was
the cop that was, or the person that was flirtatious was just one of the gang members that
okay.
stayed back to try and bang Granny, and then the other bikers had like a barbecue. They said, "Oh, the barbecue's ready in 20 minutes. Let's go." And then he stayed back to try and bang Granny.
Oh, maybe maybe this movie just fried my brain or something. But at the end, when that guy showed up, I thought it was the same guy. I was like, wait, so he didn't die? Like,
No, he
but
definitely died with
okay.
yeah, because
All right, cheers.
Tina came out she got escaped and tried to go to him and say, "Help me," and he's like, "No, this lady's nice," and then he gets murdered by the Surgeon General.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, they don't explain it. I mean, it seems like I don't know. It just seems like a lot of the stuff going on in this movie sort of is almost like I don't know. It just seems mostly like a lot of gags, I guess.
Mhm.
But I mean, I thought some of it was pretty funny. I mean, like the Warwick Davis stuff definitely was the funniest stuff, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just thought some of like the odd like character interactions and just some of those deadpan bits here and there like were pretty funny. And I also thought the makeup design was pretty funny too. Like
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
the gore made me laugh. But go on.
I was watching an interview on the Blu-ray. Apparently they made the makeup first and built the story around it.
That makes
That's
sense.
Okay. All right.
That
That's
makes
funny.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's ever happened before. Holy crap. Hey, I got head molds. I got this. I got that. Oh my
Got
God.
some plates.
Yeah. Dude, the scene with the exploding bikers. Like when they got the crosses and then all their heads and arms and stuff are blown off and are blown up, and that one guy loses his hand, and you see like the stump, and like that looked good. Like that looked
Yeah.
really, really gnarly.
Yeah.
And it looked like it hurt, yeah, so the makeup design definitely the highlight of the movie. It makes sense that the film was built around it because that basically means that yeah, the movie is sort of like a makeup demo reel, with a plot and characters. So that's yeah, I mean, very loose plot. The plot kind of gives up on itself before the 20-minute mark, but it's you can almost follow something. I mean. It's an oddity, I guess is what I would call it. It's an oddity of a horror film. It really depends on how much you can enjoy this kind of stuff, I guess. For me, I mean, I was entertained. It was dumb as hell, but I was in the mood for something dumb, and that's kind of what I expected anyway. and I didn't expect it to be kind of quirky in the way that it was. Probably not the type of movie I'd watch again. It kind of at times felt like I was just watching a nut house. Yeah, I don't know. It was different. So.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then just that creator stuff too, we haven't touched on, is just that was
Yeah.
Oh
where
yeah,
she fought the creator was weird. Like he had a body burster out of him, and then
yeah,
just to damage him, she was just smashing jars of like, I don't know, science specimen, and that was killing him
yeah,
for some reason.
yeah. And like the way, like, didn't she shove something in his mouth later when he tried to bite her?
He shoved the body burster in the Surgeon General's mouth.
Okay, all
Oh,
right,
yeah.
I remember now. Yeah, yeah. I like that he drooled. Like he just, yeah, he was a gnarly. He was definitely like intimidating. You know,
Mhm.
I kind of feel like the movie could have used more of him actually. Like, because he doesn't do that much. I mean, he's definitely like the deadly character,
Yeah.
but you only see him like in a few moments here and there, and then you have like all the stuff at the beginning and at the end. And I don't know. I kind of feel like if this movie had kind of been more like, because even though I enjoyed the Warwick Davis character and I enjoyed the brain for what, like, even though like all that stuff was kind of just silly goofiness, I enjoyed all that. But if this movie were trying to be more serious and it just followed him, like that could probably be pretty badass.
Yeah.
I'm sure
There's
something like that already exists though. But go on, sorry.
just like a straight up slasher with him as the killer.
Mhm. That would have
Yeah.
been cool, yeah, because he looked
Yeah.
cool. And he had like Terminator eyes and stuff. You every now and then you would see his
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like he was too cool for a movie this goofy, I felt like.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Or they should have gone the complete opposite of that and did a plates centered
Yeah,
movie.
hell yeah. Plates was awesome.
I'd be into that. Just
Yeah.
Gary Warwick Davis throwing plates at people. Oh my god.
I don't know how a whole movie would be.
Well,
They have to
yeah.
make the plates more deadly
Yeah.
because they were mostly just plates,
Yeah.
except for
Oh.
like one that burst the dude's head open. But they were mostly
Yeah.
just plates that hit people. I'm like,
Yeah.
ow, hey, what are you doing that
Yeah.
for?
And then there was that one where he's like balancing them, but it was clearly like glued together plates.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was hysterical. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, no, lots of funny moments. It makes for a good comedy, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like if you can like odd humor, I guess.
And she
Yeah.
killed the guy, Surgeon General, by using her knowledge she learned from Brain about how to drive a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And she had like a little dream sequence of her family saying, "No, don't kill him. Just spare his life."
That was
From
funny.
all of them. And then she was like, "Fuck it," and then just drove right into him, and destroyed him.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. The death scenes are nuts.
Yep.
And then yeah, in the final scene, she goes to the sheriff's office to try and say, "Help, help." And then you get they're in on it.
Yeah, you get those vibes. They're like, "Don't worry, we got it taken care of." You know, because then she decides to look at what he's looking at on his desk, and turns out it's just pictures of all their victims, and she's like, "Oh no!" And then she looks at the other lady, and she was someone too.
She was
Like,
ominous as well, yeah.
Yeah,
And he
It's
opened
like,
like a
oh.
weird box too.
yeah,
Didn't really
Oh
show
yeah,
what
with
was
some
in it.
weapon, some type of weapon of some
Okay.
sort. Yeah, I don't know. At least that's what it looked like. It had a blade, but it also had like a biological wormy thing on it. I don't fucking know what the fuck it was, but yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Oh, it looked nasty, you know.
Mhm.
And then she starts screaming, and then the credits roll, and she she screams throughout the entire
The
credits.
entire credits. I was like, I was watching it for a little bit, and it was just saying no, no. I was like, is this gonna go all through? And I just skipped all the way to the end, and it was still just screaming, no, no.
Yeah, she just kept screaming.
Interesting
like-
credit and interesting end credits. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And the credits go on for a while too. They go on for like 5 minutes.
Oh Lord.
A lot of credits for such a low budget movie. Well, wait, what is the budget actually? That's a good question.
On Wiki, it says 600,000.
Oh, 600,000. Okay. Well, that's all right. Okay, yeah, I guess I could see where that money went with the gore effects and some of the details and just all the explosions. Yeah, I could see how that would be. That would rack up the bills. So
Yeah.
Apparently,
also, oh yeah,
the explosion of the house at the end, that was
Oh, right.
that was a miniature.
Yeah, I totally saw that. I wrote it down. I was like, model house blows up.
yeah, it was a cool miniature though.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah,
a
there was
neat
parts I
approach.
couldn't tell.
Yeah. There were some parts, but there was definitely at least a shot or two. I was like, oh, that's definitely a miniature.
Yeah,
But it was still a cool looking explosion. So
Yeah.
gotta
Good
love the
pyrotechnics.
miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. Yeah. It was a quirky movie.
Yeah.
I'd give it probably about like a 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 2, but then I'm like, I feel like all this is dumb on purpose, so I gave it a 3.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'd give it a 2.5.
yeah. I think that's probably.
I do want to
about-
say one little bit that cracked me
yeah.
up is when she first got captured, she was asking the brain, "Where's my family? Are they okay?" When she literally saw them get his neck sliced, or her mom's neck sliced, her dad gutted, and her brother cut in half, and she
Yeah.
she was like, "Are they okay?"
Yeah,
No,
I was
bitch, no.
that was confusing. Yeah, like she did see them all die. Yeah, so like, I feel like maybe they filmed that scene first.
Out of order or something. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. That was weird. That threw me off.
Yep.
But because I thought, okay, wait, was she dreaming then? Like,
Maybe
You
she
know, but
thought
then
she
I-
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that was it. I don't know. Maybe I guess we just have to fill in the blanks ourselves. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
That's the problem with this movie. It's got a lot of blanks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, this movie's like the cinematic equivalent of a Mad Lib. You know, just you just have to find your own word.
Yeah.
But that's skin deep. Deep past tense. Skinned past tense deep.
Yeah.
So,
wish there was no skinning.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Why was it called
What's-
skin
why,
deep?
why was it called that?
Yeah. Nobody gets flayed even. Like it's just a lot of exploding limbs. You know, that's mostly it.
Yeah,
All right. So this was a unique choice on the part of Zach. So
yeah.
and so with these individual episodes, we're rotating the choices between the 3 of
Mhm.
us. So and Zach's choice was first. So the next episode, the film that we will watch shall be chosen by Nick.
Okay. Mine's a little bit different, quite a bit different actually, but it is something I was like, oh, I'll do something in my vein, a vampire movie, but it's called My Grandpa is a Vampire.
Okay.
All right. My grandfather is a
My grandpa, I think, is
My
a
grandpa.
vampire. It has I think because it's also a New Zealand movie, so it had that's
Oh,
the US one. I
It's
forget what
it's also released by Severin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There
It
is.
it stars the vampire guy from the Munsters, the grandpa vampire from the Munsters.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
So,
So that's
it's a
that's
family
easy.
comedy, but
all right.
looks weird and stupid, but yeah.
Hey, there's good family vampire movies out there. The Little Vampire, I mean, come
Mhm.
on,
Yep.
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, we
All
don't
right.
do too many family movies too, so throw some in every now and then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's fun. We've seen some pretty good ones. I like
Yeah.
that the dinosaur one that we did. That was cool.
Oh yeah, little dinosaurs or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or Prehysteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was probably the best dinosaur movie we watched on this show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like I think about Carnosaur and I'm like, but let's see. My grandpa is a vampire. All right, I'm looking forward to this. Cool. All right, and I guess that concludes our episode of A Couple of Flicks.
Season 3, episode 1.
Yeah. Season 3, episode 1, complete and in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one.
See ya.
Peace.